By the way, great troll attempt when your name is ShowMeKitties1. She's a girl who she's a cam whore. She's a cam whore who, if I recall correctly, has a son who is just coming to that age where he's gonna find out his mother's a fucking cam whore. And she also drove us around Vegas in her dad's car because she doesn't have a car, even though she's a cam whore. She had to borrow her dad's car and then drive it drunk with her kid at home. No, you're right. You're right. She won. Look, anybody who sticks things in their cunt on camera for tokens and can't afford a fucking car. Come on. Goat Explosion said, but she is hot. Really, though? Adult braces? Is that hot? I mean, she had a nice butt. I'll give her that. But, you know, when you're built like Forrest Mommy and you get giant fucking fake balloon tits that just don't fit on your frame, and you have adult braces, and you're driving your dad's car drunk around town with your kid at home, I don't know. Is that a winner? I mean, I was the one getting driven around, so I don't care. Oh, I like this one too. She made you cum in your pants, Mersh. Yeah, okay. Any man who believes that a 40-year-old dude is going to cum in his fucking pants is a good... I will say that I said this on Twitter. Anybody who believes I came in my pants is a guy who has cum in their pants. Is that do people cum in their pants? Like, I mean, outside of, I'd say like, all right, I would say like high school when you're just Let me ask you something. Do you think my body produces enough testosterone for me to cum in my pants nowadays? I can tell you, it takes an incredible amount of like work for me to come, or for me to even keep it up long enough to come at this age and disinterest in pussy. She should have went with I couldn't keep it up, because that occasionally does happen and is believable. And she could have went with that one. It would have been equally as embarrassing. But to me, when the logic becomes, oh, he came in his pants, it sounds like a bunch of 13-year-olds or a bunch of men who are still managing to come from something contacting their pants. But I can assure you of this. Trust me, nothing's getting me that excited anymore. A hot chick can put her fucking hand on my leg and I'm like, give it a rest. Give it a fucking rest. Ooh. Again, great logic. So when blacks get driven around by their girlfriends, it's cringe, but winning for you when it happens. Yes, when you're in a city you don't live in, faggot. Sorry, I didn't buy a car for Vegas for 3 days. When I go to Vegas, I Uber like an adult, and the company pays for it. We write it off on our taxes like adults. Yeah, if you can afford an Uber and it's actually a business tax write-off, I'd say that's pretty baller. There's a difference between getting driven around by a hoe and needing to be driven around by a hoe. Keep firing them at me because these are gay. They're so, again, so childlike. And if any of these things were true, it would still be a who gives a fuck. But again, honestly, next time go with like Mersh lost his boner halfway through. That's more believable. That's happened. But these are people that are literally either very young or they're so sex starved and retarded that they think a man comes in his pants in his 40s, as opposed to even coming at all. If I keep banning you because I still want you to have to work for it. I still want you to work for it. Mr. Footbig says Coke dick sucks. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you this. When the Gnostic Guru says I've never came in my pants. I'm trying to genuinely think if I have. I have to have. I'm sure at some point in my life, but not in my fucking 30s and 40s. Probably not even in my 20s. Like in your teens, yeah. I mean, in your teens, you're having wet dreams, bro. Like, I'm sure I've dry humped a bitch in high school to the point where I came. But that's when when you're 16 and that's the closest you're going to get to pussy. Right? Like, that's a different fucking thing. When you're like 16, 15 and a girl's just making out with you and like grinding on you enough. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I remember when I first, like when I was like 13, 14, bro, if a fucking breeze hit my dick, if a breeze went up my fucking shorts on the beach when I was fucking 13, you'd probably come. But that was also back when you could jerk off to literally a pair of tits. Literally. Literally. Fucking immediately come when you're a kid. It's fucking, that's different. You've never, I remember being like 12, 13 and getting your hands on a fucking Playboy and thinking it was cheese. Like, holy shit, this is the sexiest thing ever. This is all I'll ever need. And it's like, shit, man. Nowadays, a couple years in the titty bar biz and the shit I've seen chicks do to each other and chicks have, the shit I've had chicks do to each other. All that kind of shit. Nowadays, I'm like, honestly, ask anybody. Bro, Royce remembers the story when I hooked up with that chick last time in Vegas. And then she was like, this chick like had a regular day job. She was a regular day job type of person. And like, so she was tired, like after we fucked. She was exhausted. And it was like, I want to say it was like 11:30 at night, maybe midnight. And we went out to dinner, we went out for drinks, we did a little gambling, we went up to the room, smoked a blunt, fucked our brains out twice. And then like, I don't know, it was like 11:45. And I was just like, well, all right, you want to go gamble? And she's like, no, I'm going to go to sleep. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go gamble. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather, I need constant stimulation. So it wouldn't be enough for pussy to hold me to her. I didn't even stay in the room with her until I was like, it was literally fucking Royce. Robert Winsman said Mersh told her, beat it, hit the curb. No, you got me all wrong. I actually let her stay. Like, she stayed in the room. There was nothing in, it's like, whatever. I knew this chick. It wasn't like a hooker. It was a chick I knew. So it's like a fucking, it was just like, I was like, she's like, well, do I have to live? I'm like, no, you can stay. Because she was staying at the Aria and I was staying at the MGM. And I was like, you can stay. And I didn't just leave right away, but I stayed for a little bit. But I was like, yeah, in about 15 minutes or so, I'm probably just going to wash my dick off and go fucking play slots. Yeah, she just stayed in the room. And I was like, that was the funny part was then fucking Royce. Because me and Royce had, usually when we go to Vegas, we try to get like adjoining, like the Rain Man suite. We try to like, not that fancy. I'm not saying it's as fancy as the Rain Man suite. But you know what I mean by the Rain Man suite. You got the room, and the other room, and it connects to a fucking, a common area where everybody is, there's a balcony you can smoke on and shit, right? So I go back to the fucking casino, and I get a text from Royce, and he's like, hey, man, because it's one of those weird ones where it's like the door opens up, and then there's two doors, right? And one's a bedroom, but one's the suite and then a bedroom. So like I always get the whatever room. I always get the room that has the common living space. So if there's like, whatever has the suite part with the kitchen and the balcony and stuff, because I'm a chain smoker, Royce knows it. We don't want to get charged for smoking in the room, so I have my balcony to smoke on. That's usually how we work it. So he texts me, and I'm like, I'm down there playing fucking slots, whatever, and he just texts me, and he's like, hey, I know you got company right now, so he's like, but I wanted to just smoke some weed and chill on the balcony, and like, I've got like, I think this was the week that, because AP and, this was when AP and Virgie were with us. And he's like, yeah, we're going to go back to the room and chill, but I just didn't want to like bother you guys. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, she's still up there. I'm downstairs. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, we fucked. And then like, I wanted to gamble and she's tired. So I was like, well, I'm just going to fucking, I'm just going to go downstairs and gamble. And he's like, did you really fucking do that? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Who cares? I've been hanging out with her all night. That's the chick I spent like $500 on dinner for her and her friend. I'm like, yeah, trust me. She had a good night. I'm allowed to go down and gamble. Oh, man, this guy's fun. Let's make him make another one. Let's just make him make another one. But yeah, so the whole coming in your pants thing. No, if anything, I'm very like, all right, I'll do this, but I'm not going to lose my fucking shit over it. Anybody who thinks you can come in your pants is somebody that thinks pussy is very unobtainable and would fumble the ball in any scenario. Here's the thing about it, folks. Pussy is very attainable. Almost too much so. Pussy, there's a couple things in life that are very similar. Pussy, money, an audience. These are things that all come so easily to me that I honestly take them all for granted. And then there's like people like Elliot Rodger that are like, I don't get it. I have a cool car. Why didn't I win the lottery? But it's like, there's either the guys that either can go out and talk to people and be normal and finesse and hustle and have fun, or there's just people that listen to Medicare and like pot awful and never leave their fucking houses. Gabby said Mersh is a ladies' man. I'm far from it. I am far from it. Trust me. I mean, you put me on like a dating show or you put me in a room with a bunch of hunks. I'm not like slinging dick, as Brendan Schaub used to like to say. I'm just good at talking to people. And I'm good at being in scenarios where there's plenty of people laughing at like what's happening and what I'm saying and shit. And that's pretty easy. Listen, if you can make somebody laugh and pay for drinks, it's all you need to do in life. Be able to pay for drinks and be funny. Be funnier than this troll, because it's very repetitive and very redundant and very just same shit. It's a broken fucking record. Social Observer for 15. I called out Salty Cracker for spreading fear porn about the IRS tonight, and he dusted me, acting like I'm a fool. I love how normies think I'm stupid. Only dumb fucks file, he says. Well, I guess I'm a dumb fuck, and I'm already stuck back in the system because I'm still getting audited. In fact, my tax attorney called me today, and he's like, "No big deal yet. We're not resolved, but it's no bad news. But we need to do some contact update shit, and we need to file for this year, and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "I'm waiting on the 1099 from Rumble." So Rumble's fucking holding us up again at tax season. So I'm like, "I'll let you know what the fuck." Bop bop bop. So I turn like my phone is, and by the way, if anybody out there thinks I'm being a dick, right? Like my phone is pretty much on do not disturb 24/7. Oh yeah. So I constantly have my phone on do not disturb. Because it's just, I don't know, man. It's too much. The boop, 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 boop. That sound gives me anxiety at this point. And it's constant, right? So I'm like, all right, so it's always on do not disturb. but I can see stuff. I just check it once in a while. Like I just look at stuff and see like what's going on and see. Let's really make him work for it now. Now I'm gonna zap him so fast nobody sees his shit, and it's gonna really. Now you gotta really work for it. You gotta here, buddy. Copy paste your message first, right? Like write a message and then copy it, then make your name. Come in and copy paste it really fast. It's the only way you're gonna get it out. So, anywho, like I said, I have it always on Do Not Disturb, and then so I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, he's like, can you call me? Blah blah blah. So I call my fucking tax attorney. He doesn't pick up, which I get it. I could even hear that I was beeping in tone, so I was like, he's busy. So I text him and I'm like, yo, just fucking call me back whenever, unless it's too late, because I know it's Friday. I was like, otherwise we'll just talk Monday. And he's like, yeah, we'll talk. But just in the time, I turned my because I was like, well, I'll wait for you to call me back. I turned Do Not Disturb on my phone off maybe for 10 minutes before I had to turn it back on, because I was like, I can't take this anymore. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Car warranty, boop, 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 boop. No. I'm not selling drugs anymore. I don't need to be by my phone like I'm fucking Miss Cleo.